Welcome to this fascial gliding yin yoga class. This class will actually start standing. So can you come towards the back of your yoga mat and just place the soles of your feet flat on the floor. Let your arms relax alongside your body and soften your gaze. Maybe you close your eyes. And as you start to move breath in and out through your nostrils, can you begin to notice how it feels to breathe? Notice the breath moving like waves through your body. And then detach right here, right now, from any expectations, any judgments, and set the intention to simply be. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest. Start to feel sensation rippling through the back of your neck. And gradually, like you're a snake trying to coil itself up, vertebrae by vertebrae, begin to roll down. Adding a softness in your knees can help any joint pain here. Roll down until you find your edge. And in yin yoga, your edge usually means about 70% of your body's range of motion. A place where there's no pain, but there's this marriage of tension and compression. Once you've reached your edge, release all muscular tension in your body. Let everything melt. Take a breath in. And exhale, just like the name of this pose, dangling pose, just dangle in space and let your body and your brain release. Stay with it, watching and feeling sensations as they rise and they fall. Everything that comes up here will pass. Slower than you want to, separate your feet mat distance apart and retreat down into a squat pose. Lift your gaze up, settling your blood pressure. Collect your palms together, and if you need a block under your bum, that's okay. Find stillness here, beginning to observe that big sensation along your inner groin. All the while detaching, cutting the cords of distractions, judgments, and expectations. Savor this sensation. Stay with me and breathe. Get closer to the earth, like you're burrowing into your den. Take your hands onto the floor and embody that kind of animalistic form of movement, primal movement, as you seep your whole body down onto your mat. with your legs extended, but your arms bent, elbows tucked right beneath your shoulders. Allow your head to sink the same way it feels like your chest is sinking between your shoulder blades. You're building compression through the back of your spine. And if that compression in your lumbar spine feels dangerous, painful, or unsafe, could you either lie on your belly or walk your hands a little bit further forward? If that compression feels non-existent, maybe you take your palms wide, your legs wide, and lift up from a Sphinx pose into a shape called seal. Now breathe space into that sacral lumbar arch of your spine. Feel the tension building from your pubic bone to your chest. Bearing witness to sensation is one of the most essential components of our yin yoga practice. Witnessing without judging, without changing or moving to shift and fade out of sensation. This is a practice of coming face to face with it. Settle into your edge. You might deepen or soften, come back a little in the pose. One final minute here. Take 3 more breaths. Drip your whole body weight down to the floor. Rest your head onto your hands. Take a break. Reconnect with your breath. Bring your hands alongside your body, using some strength to ease yourself in a slow transition back to child's pose. Now your knees are wide and your hips settle towards your heels as you let your head, your either cheek, just float to the floor. Every breath gives you this opportunity to cleanse and release distractions, disturbances. But every breath also is an invitation for intention. Soften through your shoulders. Let your inhales bring in intention and your exhales purge anything that's not serving you. Marinate here. Take 3 more breaths. elevate your body up away from the floor. And see if you can preserve that really cozy sensation despite lifting up. Crawl forward towards the middle of your yoga mat and pad your knees if there's any tenderness. Pad your ankles if there's any tenderness. Separate your knees about mat distance apart and sit back on your heels. Phase 1 in this shape, saddle pose, is here. Simply place your hands on your thighs and catch some waves of breath. Phase 2, for those of you looking for deeper exploration of spinal sensation, take your hands behind you. Turn your fingers to face your body and just start to lift your pelvis as you linger to your elbows. A big bolster beneath your neck is extraordinary here. Blocks under your head, or you might release your whole spine to the earth. Find a comfortable resting position for your hands. And consider that the anatomical focus of this shape is to find tension along the fronts of your thighs. So if all you feel here is compression in your knee joint, in your hip joint, in your spine, then add props or retreat up to the first variation. If you found that deep tension, that big stress of the tissue along the front of your thighs, stay here and breathe through it. Just one more minute. These are short, therapeutic holds. Almost there. Take 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale, that's 1. An even longer inhalation. Follow it with an exhalation. 1 more breath in. And out. Use your arms. Push your elbows into the floor and start to lift back up. Tenderness, despite any amount of flexibility, comes up here, so move slowly and cautiously. Take your legs forward. Make any movements you'd like, any movements at all. And then come down onto your back, snuggling your hip up against the wall. And I'll give you lots of time to find a wall space or maybe a couch space here. Take your legs, stretch your legs all the way up the wall. You might place a little cushion or pillow behind your head. Can you feel that emptying? Almost like a draining out of all the systems in your lower body that are working night and day to hold you up energetically, physically, emotionally. Give some big, strong, cleansing breaths to your body. Drop in. Five more breaths here. Bend your knees down in towards your chest. Take your time, lean over to either side and just come to lie flat on your back. Step your feet that distance apart and let your knees collapse into one another. Either stay here or take your legs into full extension. Soften your gaze. Take a long, deep breath in and an even longer exhale out. Place one hand on your heart, the other hand over your belly. And take a moment here to make a promise, a commitment to yourself to take care of yourself. Thank you always for practicing. Namaste.